Good afternoon. Today's date is the 4th of March 2026. My name is Andrew with Dr. Roof, and we're here at the residence of Mr. Danavin. Here to perform a repairability attempt to determine whether or not this roof is in repairable condition. There are several wind damage shingles on this house. As you can see, we got some wind damage here, we got some wind damage here. We're going to perform the repairability attempt on this slope right here. One thing I want to point out, we do have valleys with felt overlap here, as well as no ridge vent, felt overlap here for IRC code and manufacturer guidelines. Valleys and felts overlap here, as well as up and over there. So if we'll come back over here, I'm gonna mark our obviously damaged shingle here. As you can see, mark off our repair area. All right, and we'll be using a roof snake to perform this repair. See the phone real quick. What I want to show before I get started is the condition of the surrounding shingles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, they're not damaged. The ones that are damaged are the one beneath that we're going to be repairing. Alrighty. So again, using the roof snake, I'm going to make sure we have everything unsealed and ready to be removed. Using the roof snake, I'm going to slide up under and I lay this flat, okay? Throughout this process, I'm not going to lift these above a 45-degree angle. I'm going to lay the snake flat every time, lifting it just high enough to identify where the nail is, come up from underneath. And the reason that that's a technique that I follow is because when pulling the nail out all the way, that's how high it needs to go, okay? So I'll remove that nail, keep moving on along to the next one. And what we're going to be doing is through the course of this repair, checking the condition of the shingles surrounded that are not damaged outside of this 3-tab here throughout the course of the repair to see how they look, because if they take damage, that's going to be our live documented evidence that this roof is not in repairable condition, and to do the repairs would actually leave the customer at a more vulnerable state than they were before, with more damage to the roof than they had prior. I thought I got all these nails lifted. Okay, I've got all the nails out. What I'm gonna do at this point, in order to replacing this shingle with one that wouldn't match properly, and since we're just simulating a repair, I'm gonna slide this shingle out. I'm gonna slide it right back in, pretending that's a brand new one, just showing what would happen through the course of a repair. And now I'm gonna drive these nails back in. What I can see just on face value already is some of these tabs, it looks like they were creased through the process of removing those nails and lifting. Let's see how they look at the end. All right, I'm gonna take my roof snake, place the nail in the snake like so, lift, lay it down, and drive the nail back in. As you can see here, using the roof snake, it doesn't fully drive it in. That's what this flat part's for. So we lay it on top of that nail like this, making sure that we got it in a good spot. Driving it in so where it's flat. Now what you can see here is a clear stress fracture on the shingle that wasn't there present. You can go back to the beginning of this video to see so. Even here, with this shingle being lifted, you can see this one all the way over to the side has a bit of a stress fracture on it also. Okay, so just pointing those things out, those are functional damages. Gonna lift, lay my nail. Clear crease on that shingle from lifting and removing the nail, driving the nail back in, displace the rest of those granules from the crease. Moving along. Thing I want to point out here, looks like the roof snake caused some damage on the front lip of that shingle, cracking the asphalt matting, exposing the fiberglass. Based on the way these shingles age, as this continues to sit and be exposed in the heat, it's going to continue to splice upward and into the shingle, and right above it is where the nail is, so eventually that is going to cause a leak. More functional damage that couldn't be avoided directly as a result of this repair, caused by the recommended tool to do the repair. Keep moving on along here. Just driving our nails in. Again, you can see it's a uniform result on all of these surrounding shingles. If I get my shadow out of the way, we have creases where they weren't present, granule displacement as a result of the stress fracture from lifting on that shingle. As I lift it, you can see exactly where the stress is being, I don't know the word, where you're seeing the stress at. You can see that's where it's coming from, okay? Every time I lift it, just that little bit, you can see more and more granules coming off of there. Telling me this roof is not in repairable condition. Again, lift, nail in. That one undoubtedly took damage. Got 2 more to go here, and then we'll reach our conclusion. I think we can all agree I'm being very gentle here, not lifting these shingles higher than they need to be. Man, that breeze feels good. Thank you, Lord. And that's a wrap. Just a quick review of what's happened here. All right, based on what we're seeing here, if you go back to the beginning of this video, we have 8 tabs surrounding that took damage that weren't damaged at the beginning of this video. I'm gonna number them now. 1, you can see the clear creases on that shingle. 2, creased where it wasn't present before. 3, creased, wasn't there prior. 4, wasn't there prior. 5, wasn't there prior. 6, wasn't there prior. 7, wasn't there prior. And then 8. This one caught astray just by lifting on this one. 8. Based on what we're seeing here, documented in live time, we can determine that the repairability attempt to repair has failed. Okay, based on that assessment of what you've seen here documented in live time, it's my expert recommendation that this roof is fully replaced. Everywhere that we have to repair a damaged shingle, there, this is going to be the outcome. It's going to spread upward and outward, and we know that it's congruent with the rest of the system, because although we didn't see prior repairs, what we can see is in other areas that repairs were performed, we're yielding the same result. Obvious damage from a prior repair. Come down here and take a look at some of these. Prior repair here, obvious damage to the surrounding shingles. So it's to be expected. As always, we appreciate you guys taking the time to review this. We look forward to hearing back from you.